I can't in good conscience just sit here and let a bug crawl in your hair.
I mean, it's okay. Good thing we're not recording a podcast, you know?
What's that? I'm sorry. It might have been a bug in her hair.
Could have been. What are those bugs called that like lay eggs in your scalp?
Lice?
No. Like, just think about it. That generation, they like supported Jim Crow laws.
We've shown that clip to so many people, and you're the very first one who's ever been like, fuck those old people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from the South, and I know a lot of old white people. I've been to a wedding on a plantation, like.
Hey, you went to the wedding.
I was 12. I didn't know anything.
Fair.
I was very
you
young.
get a pass.
Thank you.
Only because you were 12.
Yeah.
But if you were 13, fuck you. No,
Yeah. I just got on them.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to pitch a scenario for you.
Okay.
You're on the apps. You know, like there's this amazing guy, right? Like you go on a date, you go on a second date. And then, you know, like let's say, you know, you're like, okay, yeah, I want to start seeing this person. And then you walk into their closet and then you see they have a picture that they were there on January 6th. How do you react?
I'd be like, tell me more so I can take notes for the FBI report that I'm about to make.
Hell yes.
So you're into
so
immediately
Immediately,
everything falls
I'm
off.
like, hit record. So, were you in the building?
Yeah.
I love that.
And he's like, I was a different person then, you know. Like,
That was not that long ago.
I was going to say, that was not that long ago. Maybe the experience changed him for the
you
worse.
know? So-
Look somebody up, and she just used to do that to just people she met or whatever. And this girl
That's
got
very
dinged.
illegal.
Yes. Yeah. Well, but anyway, since my friend worked in government, she was like, oh my gosh, she got investigated by her company that she worked at and all
What?
these kinds of things. Yes, because that other woman ran her through that search database and was not allowed to do that. That's why you have to ask for permission. Like that woman didn't have permission.
Yeah, I'm in the medical field right now, technically.
Okay.
So HIPAA laws and stuff like that?
I'm a behavioral health consultant, so
Yeah.
I have access to like a bunch of medical records, and there was so much training on like inappropriate use of like looking people up and like people getting fired for like looking up the wrong charts.
Is it so crazy though then that my friend that worked in government, she's the one who almost got fired, and the other girl, not a thing happened
but
to her.
she was the one that
She's the one who got dinged. You know what I mean? Well, because basically they did an investigation into her, and they're like, why is this person looking into you? And she's like, I don't know. I don't even know this person. She genuinely didn't know. And it was just this random girl that she met at a party.
Yeah.
That's so insane to me.
I'd
I'm
be
like,
like,
oh
do
my
we have
gosh.
problems? Like,
Yes, exactly.
I
So
am
anyway, invent a new last name.
okay.
You're like, is somebody going to have to cut a bitch?
Yeah, I will.
Will you?
Yeah.
That's
I think
fair.
I would.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I gotta reflect
You
on
have
that.
one brother? Is
I
that
do,
right? One
yeah.
brother. Okay.
Older brother.
Older brother. Okay. You guys are close?
We're about to be. He's moving to Durham this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's how many years older?
3 years older.
Okay. I think I heard you talk about him in your comedy. Maybe that's how I know about him. Or maybe we
Maybe.
talked about him after
Or maybe
you
she
saw
looked
it.
you up, you know? You never know.
maybe
you know,
I
she
looked
could
you
use
up.
that system, you know? She could have greased her friend, you know?
I don't do that. Because, like, why? Like, I get that if you're going out with a dude, maybe, like, Google him. You know what I mean? And run him through the system. Like, you should.
Look, after my last relationship, I'm like, I need to do background checks.
What
Why?
happened?
It sounds
we know?
spicy.
No, it wasn't even that crazy. It was
Yeah.
just like he was a bum and lied about it, and like had a bunch of financial problems that I didn't
dated
find
some
out until we were living together, and I was like, this is fucked up. Like, get out of my house now.
Your name on the lease? Only yours?
Yeah, well, it's my mom's house.
Well,
so
thank God.
yeah.
Thank goodness.
Try to explain that to your mom. Really.
Yeah.
I swear, he says the rent is coming. You know, like.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was a mess. He would pay his portion of the rent, but he would never pay bills. And I was like trying to be like, oh, it's because you just moved here. Like I have such a big heart because I'm a social worker, you know, obviously. So I'm like, he just needs time. Like I'll be supportive in the transition. And then I like started like being like, okay, we're having expectations now. Like you start pulling your weight and being.
What would you say is a timeline where you're like, how long did you give him? 3 months, 6 months?
I gave him like 4 or 5 months
Of being employed?
No, he was employed the whole time, but like of being like kind of shitty, like, you know, of like not paying the bills, not cleaning, like doing all this stuff. Cause I was like, oh, it's a really hard transition.
Yeah.
Like I want to be supportive.
Had you lived before he moved over, or was this him moving and moving in?
Yeah. Him moving to Durham and moving in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot.
Where did he come from?
Asheville.
Oh, that's not that far away.
It's not. That's really
North
not.
Carolina. He went 3 hours away. I'm sorry. I was feeling kind of bad for him. I was going to feel. I mean, the not cleaning part is not great.
His sisters live here too, so it's not even like he's on his own. And when he moved in, he was like, "Yeah, I can just move in with my sisters if like shit hits the fan." And I was like, "Okay, it needs to happen." Come to find out, they're like, "Absolutely not. He will not be living with us." They're like, "Yeah, he's been a shitty roommate in the past." And I was like, "Yeah, he is." Anyway.
You're like, "Will you come pick him up, please?"
Yeah.
So what would you say are your like top qualities in a roommate? With that experience, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just cleanliness, paying bills. Like, it's not that hard. I'm living with my best friend from college.
Ooh.
So,
good luck.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
you
it's
guys
going
lived
well.
together in college?
No, we didn't live together in college.
Okay.
We were just really good friends.
Okay.
But it's going fine.
How long?
We've been living together?
Yeah.
Since June of last year, or July of last year.
And it's going well?
Yeah, it's going
Good.
well.
You guys have good boundaries then, and
Yeah,
good respect each
mean,
other's space.
We've known each other for a while, and like he's very like pro talking things out and like saying there's an issue when there's an issue, and not like making it a bigger deal than it needs to be, but like making it the deal, like, you know.
I hear you.
It's like, it's an issue, like not gonna blow it out of proportion.
You have a thing in your hair.
Oh, do I?
So,
Does she?
real quick, I just want to make sure it's not a bug.
Oh, okay.
It's not. Okay.
It's probably like some pollen.
It's a seed. It's fine. But I was like, it was looking fuzzy. I was like, is it moving? I can't tell because your hair would kind of move. And I was like, okay. I can't in good conscience just sit here and let a bug crawl in your hair.
I mean, it's okay. Good thing we're not recording a podcast, you know?
What's that? I'm sorry. It might have been a bug in her hair.
Could have been. What are those bugs called that like lay eggs in your scalp?
Lice?
No, not lice. What are they? They're like worms, and they
Ladybugs?
No, it's like they look like larvae. They like lay eggs in your skull, like you're in your head, and
I
like.
don't know, but thanks for giving me something to be terrified of.
Yeah, it's true.
How
and then
do
the
you
little
get them?
the like little
Maggots?
flies, like
Maggots and
like
things like
they
that?
aren't maggots, but they're like
Something.
they're like maggots.
I wouldn't let that happen to you. He would let that bug stay in your hair for the sake of the podcast.
Listen, I have my glasses on, right? So it is, you know.
He can't see.
It's manslaughter, not murder, you know?
Oh gosh.
Great. Anyway, I would never let that manslaughter you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I will not be an idle bystander.
True.
So Emily, you you're a local comic, right? Like you, when did you start doing comedy, and what made you start doing comedy?
I started doing comedy last year, around like the beginning of the year. One of my friends teaches an improv class, and his class was geared towards stand-up. We had to write a type 5 for it. And so I took that class, and I just kept going. Like I had never wanted to do comedy before. Like no one would have ever guessed that I would be doing this. Like it's just kind of a shock to me and everyone. But I was like,
what prompted
I'm gonna keep
this?
doing it and keep going. I was like, there's therapeutic value in that.
Therapeutic value? I mean, but
Yeah.
what was like what was the catalyst though? I mean, you just woke up one day and you're like, I'll be a comic.
It was my friend's class. Like
You just heard he was doing that class. You
He,
thought
like-
he was really cool, and
yeah, well, he tried to get us to do it. Like
I see.
so he was like, come.
It's like a cult.
Okay.
I mean, isn't improv a cult?
Improv is kind of a cult.
I see that.
I only see improv people at improv things.
So they were trying to
Doing improv
Yeah,
stuff.
they were trying to get me into their improv cult.
This
and I was
isn't like a meeting. Like you didn't knock on our door to like is this like the Mormon church or something?
No,
like that?
I didn't do improv. I stuck to
You're
the
like, I
comedy.
never.
I would never do improv. Mostly because I don't think I would be good at it, but also it's just like the room for failure in improv. I feel like is so much higher
What
than
is
the room for failure in comedy.
Tell me, what is the point of improv?
Fun
Okay.
for the people doing it.
So is. But I mean, I understand like actors use it as an exercise, right? To
Yeah.
get better.
Yeah, if you're
at
an
acting.
actor, okay, right?
Right.
As a tool to something, right? But
yeah.
there are a
It's
lot
like-
of people that are not actors. They're just doing improv.
Yeah.
Just for funsies, then?
I mean, it does help your stand-up.
Right, as a
game.
tool. I hear it's a good tool for stand-up, right?
Yeah.
But there are a lot of improv people that are not doing stand-up. They're just doing
Yeah.
improv, right? And I want to know what, like, you've been behind, like, it's like you've been inside the Waco house, you know? Like, what?
They're like the theater kids that just never had anything else going for them. I shouldn't say so many bad things about improv. Is great.
You're a comic.
and
Listen, this is all jokes.
Well, when you
Improv
say
people
nothing
are
else
pure.
going for them, they probably have jobs. Obviously, they're successful adults,
hope
but
so.
they still want to be theater kids.
Yeah,
I mean, you could say it
cute.
sweeter like that.
I could. They're like the Disney adults of the comedy scene.
Oh.
so mean. That's somehow more mean.
Yeah, this
I was trying to be nicer. There's nothing wrong with
It's
Disney
hilarious.
adults.
We know there is.
Have you ever been to Disney?
We've all met them.
Yes, I got to go to Disney for free.
What?
My one of my good friends from college had an internship at Disney.
Shut the fuck
And she
up.
got like a handful of free tickets to Disney, and we got like special passes for the new.
Like the fast passes?
We got a couple fast passes, but there's a new park for Toy Story. And it was just opening up when we went. So we got to go, like, there were probably 100 people in the whole park. So we just got to go on rides and, like, no wait time, just
Why were
That's
there only
amazing.
100 people in a park?
because it was just opening and it was only available to employees of Disney.
Oh, like
That
kind of
is
like when
so
they do grad
cool.
nights there, where it's like, okay, it's just grad night. These
Yeah.
colleges get to go.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
Wow,
it was great.
that's very cool.
I've never been to Disney.
It's a lot.
Is it magical?
We're gonna go to Orlando.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
It's a lot.
it's a lot. It's like
I could see that.
it's fun, but also there's just so many people, and you wait in line for so many things, and it's so expensive. It's just
It's
I
got
could
really
see
expensive
that.
out here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the place, the Toy Story park, then was that your favorite part because there was only 100
Yeah.
people in there?
I think so.
I could see that. So what you're saying is we need to be really, really rich so we can close down the park.
Yeah.
And only let our friends in.
Yeah, and stay in the Cinderella house. That's an
love it.
option. You can stay in the little tower.
Well,
I would fit in already.
Yeah.
since you mentioned Cinderella, I have I have a lady that's
I am
kind of
not-
like the
don't
Cinderella
really
of this
identify.
podcast. And you tell me if what's more entertaining, whether the Cinderella that you saw or the Cinderella of our podcast. Does that sound like fun?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I'm scared.
I was gonna say, I don't know.
This is one of one of our old classics. Let me put it up,
Oh.
and here we go.
Oh, poor baby.
Good. Let's see.
That's
She's
what
like,
I said the first time. But the more you watch it, the
She's never
funnier
been
it
on
gets.
a slide before. That was her first time on a
We were trying to
slide.
figure out, is she drunk? Is she like, what is going on here? Because she's just
They didn't have slides in her country. I don't know.
whatever. She's like holding her breath. She's like,
Yeah.
hold on, like I'm about
So in Peru, did they have slides?
They have slides.
Okay.
Look at
What
this.
country do they not have slides in then?
Do you
don't
think at this
know. The
moment she
Soviet
figures
Union.
out that she's...
Soviet Union.
Yeah. The deep state.
What do you think is going through her mind right at this second? Yeah.
Clearly nothing.
Her hands are up. She's like, I got this. You know, like,
Yeah. I mean, the confidence is impressive.
right? Like,
So,
and
I
everybody
wish I
just
had that
watching
much
her.
confidence on stage. You know what I mean? As
that's her diving so confidently into the foot of the slide.
Yeah.
So, okay, I have a question. Adult or child?
Ooh, okay.
Adult? I don't know.
So I think like, okay, if it's an adult, it's like a 20-year-old, right? That's a very young
Yeah,
adult.
young
I mean,
person,
I
I
can't
think.
see, like, I don't see her face at all.
That's a
All
good
I'm,
point.
all I'm
but
saying is,
we're
like,
all just going to agree.
she has boobs and hips. So
That's fair.
adult.
You know what? Adult. Adult, and so it's funny. Haha.
I mean, I think I'm going to make this still my profile picture.
Nice.
The shadow. Look at the shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me
Okay.
on stage.
Okay, so here we go. Let's have you react to a few
The
others.
confidence.
People won't understand.
Well, you were waiting. You seem to like some of the videos that we showed, so
Yeah.
we're queuing up a few other ones.
Just,
They come with umbrellas. 2018 in that punch Corolla.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna take this out. As, let me see. I mean, why would you attempt that?
Oh, I
it's-
didn't even see
yeah,
how he
he
hit
hit his
until
head,
the second one.
Yeah, like,
Oh no.
what do you think is going through his mind right there?
yeah, I don't know.
I should have listened to my
not a whole
mother.
lot. Yeah, I should have listened to my mother.
I should have listened to my mother.
I should not have listened to these two boys.
To
filming.
Todd.
Is that horrible?
I should not
or
have
Chad
listened to
and
Chad and Todd. Oh, that dummy.
Yeah.
Is that horrible or is that hilarious? What you're saying?
It's just sad, you know? It's
Yeah.
like the state of humanity right now is represented in this clip. Us diving headfirst into a wall
Yeah.
as our mode of transportation is swept under us.
And I think
It's
you.
so bleak.
I think you have a point, right? But that would make the argument that it's the youth of the state of humanity. But here we have an older couple.
Oh, yeah,
They're-
fuck old people.
they're-
This one's going to be funny.
Fuck old people.
I mean, they're the reason we're in the
Chivalrous
place
version.
we're in. You know, she probably voted for Trump, so it's karma.
What about this guy? He's being like,
I mean, it's an old white couple. Like,
Oh, no.
the likelihood
He's
that they're
falling
not
down.
good people is very high.
there's a lot of self-loathing in what he's
I was going to say, like, we need to dig into that, Emily.
yeah.
I mean, come on, like, just think about it. That generation, they like supported Jim Crow laws.
We've shown that clip to so many people, and you're the very first one who's ever been like, fuck those old people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from
I'm
the
obsessed
South,
with this.
and I know a lot of old white people. I've been to a wedding on a plantation. Like,
Hey, you went to the wedding.
I was 12. I didn't know
All right,
anything.
fair.
I was very
you
young.
get a pass.
Thank you.
Only because you were 12.
Yeah.
But if you were 13, fuck you. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
that's the legal age of adulthood in this state.
In the deep state.
Come on, that's insane if it is.
No.
Which is, let's see, this.
I'm pretty sure child marriage is legal in North Carolina.
Well, you know
I
where
think
it's legal.
13 is legal
Where?
in Arkansas.
You know where shit's legal and it gets kind of like weird is in Kansas, right? So I used to
Yeah.
work in the oil field, and I used to work with this. At the time, I was like, I think I was in my late 20s. I was in my mid to late 20s. No, I was in my late 20s, and there was this 30-something-year-old, and he was dating a girl in high school, and I was like, what? Like he's like, but with your parents' permission, if you were like 15 or whatever, you could date like an adult.
Oh my
And this guy was
God.
like, just like, he was like,
I think I'd cut his brakes.
Yeah.
You know, just get rid of him.
From the social worker. She's like,
Yeah.
cut off Medusa's head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just cut it off at the source.
You're like, the cops
This
don't
thing's
have
just gonna
enough resources to
multiply.
research
There's no,
this.
in no way, like, there's
No
no
good can come from
scenario
that.
anything good would come from a grown man dating
you're absolutely
a high
right.
schooler.
Nope,
that's
you're absolutely right.
that's abusive.
That's fine. Okay, so
You're right.
I'm gonna put a scenario for you, right? Like,
Okay.
let's say you recently got out of a relationship. Are you out on the apps? You know, are you?
I just got on him.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna pitch a scenario for you.
Okay.
You're on the apps. You know, like there's this amazing guy, right? Like you go on a date, you go on a second date, and then, you know, like let's say, you know, you're like, okay, yeah, I want to start seeing this person. And then you walk into their closet and then you see they have a picture that they were there on January 6th. How do you react?
I'd be like, tell me more so I can take notes for the FBI report that I'm about to make.
Hell yes.
So you're into them
so
immediately.
Immediately,
everything falls
I'm
off.
like, hit record. So, were you in the building?
Yeah.
I love that.
And he's like, I was a different person then, you know. Like,
That was not that long ago.
I was going to say, that was not that long ago. Maybe the experience changed him for the
you
worse.
know? So you're telling me you're getting the feels and immediately find out you're like, switch over.
I don't see how he could like hide that though.
I mean, that's like finding Nazi memorabilia in somebody's closet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a deal breaker. That is like, why do you have that?
Yeah.
Deal breaker.
Deal breaker.
Fair enough. Get ready for we're going to start a new show called Deal Breaker.
That's going to be a segment on you don't know her like you should.
Oh, I love that. Wait for that box to be released. So let's see. Let's clear our palates a little bit.
Okay.
Have some more lighthearted content.
Oh.
Fuck that. That's like crocodile. That's not even an alligator.
Yeah, I can't feel bad for this man. Like
He's white, right? Like that's
well,
what you
yeah,
said.
he's an old white man, so already he's terrible.
I love this. Isn't your dad an old white man?
Yeah, he's the only white man that I respect.
Yeah. Did you get along with your grandpa? Oh, there we go. There we go. Battleship, you know? And she's like, you hit one of my battleships.
Well, I was going to ask that next, too, because it's
No,
like, cause
I mean, my grandfather supported Trump and like posted a bunch of stuff and like said some messed up stuff about like immigrants and
How old was he? How old is he roughly, just so we can get a gauge? 'Cause sometimes
dead, deceased.
Oh, R.I.P.
how old was he at
Sorry
the
for your
time?
loss.
Because he used Facebook.
Like 80 something. Oh, I should know, but I don't know exactly.
No, that's okay. I think that my dad is 86.
Okay.
Because that's what I was going to say is I think my dad is
Yeah.
probably roughly the age that your granddad was.
Oh, wow.
He's not that problematic. He likes to chase 20-year-olds. He would be very icky at you.
Open it up.
He would be very, very icky at you, and I would be very embarrassed, but he's harmless, genuinely. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's like
Well.
an old dog with no teeth. He's just like gross. You know?
I'd have
But-
some words.
Exactly, but he's also my dad, and
Yeah.
everything else about him is really pretty great.
Yeah.
He's
That's
just
good.
likes 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
Not successfully, if it helps.
That's good.
I mean, it worked
He's
once,
probably
you know,
like
so, you know.
So my mom was my father's secretary. Yeah, she was 19. He was 39.
you need to stop telling me things about your father.
Oh, do you want to hear more? He's like my favorite
She's like,
person.
I'm like,
give me his number because I'm going to hit record.
Seriously, like already, strike one. He's an old white man.
he is
Like,
an
tell
old
me- you
white
don't-
man.
Unless
very
he's
funny.
Bernie Sanders, like don't tell me anything else.
You will not like all the other things that I have to say. I feel bad because under different circumstances, I'm sure you would like him. He's really nice. He is.
I agree. Yeah,
Did he vote for Trump?
I don't know if he votes anymore. He's 86, dude.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
To get out.
Do you think, with what you mentioned, do you think there's how do we build a bridge to unite America? Because obviously a large portion of people would have voted, right? So what's the bridge between
The bridge?
the people that voted for one versus the other?
I think the easiest thing we can do is tax the rich, regulate corporations, have some like safety regulations for all energy. Like, I don't know. All of our problems come from like people
difficult
wanting money and not thinking people are people.
I agree, but I would say that our biggest problem is that the people that are supposed to be representing us are in the pockets of the people with the
Yeah,
money.
exactly.
So,
It's like,
it's not like we can really accomplish anything.
Yeah, it's like, why do these politicians care about like trans people or critical race theory? They don't care about it. They care about the people who are paying them to care about it.
So that's my biggest, thing that I would say about politics is like
they're still doing it for
Yeah.
clout also.
Yeah.
power, money. All
People
the
are
things that come
still
with it.
supporting Trump even after he got indicted. It's like,
So is he getting arrested?
he
what's
got
happening?
arrested.
Hold on, he got arrested?
He did.
Was that today?
That was like yesterday.
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah, I
He
think
got
I was so
actually
busy
arrested?
yesterday.
Yeah, some type of like
I remember the things that I
campaign
saw
fraud. It's
earlier
always
in the
like
day.
everyone always gets caught on like taxes. Like the IRS will get you.
every
Yeah,
time.
IRS, my check's in the mail.
Yeah. I did my taxes already.
We're doing ours next weekend.
Okay. Yeah, it's time.
I know.
Hold on, so
We've
he was
been
actually
busy,
arrested
man.
like in handcuffs?
Probably not in handcuffs. I mean, I don't know.
okay,
I didn't
okay.
see I didn't read too much about it. I
I
just
hear ya.
saw that he was arrested and I like sent a message
He's
to my
like, yeah.
family. I was
they,
like,
they put him to death already.
yeah, I was like, so how's the Law and Order crowd feeling about this one? Like,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
interesting. Well, we'll have to read about that later. I feel a little behind the news then if this happened
we're behind
yesterday.
this news cycle for sure.
Absolutely.
So we're not behind it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's.
Video-
I
forgot
forgot
about
about
him.
Yeah, we have to watch till the end to see
Yeah,
what
we'll
happens.
We'll see if this guy gets arrested.
I don't think it gets better.
Maybe he gets arrested, Maybe he gets indicted.
It always.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you little kids. Are you kidding me?
Unless
That
you're
wasn't even
Steve
that
Irwin,
bad.
you have no business being that close to a crocodile.
He didn't even look that. That was just a little
Yeah,
love
it's a
bite.
little nip. He's like, hey, watch out, guys.
Yeah, he was like, I actually don't like when people sit on me without my consent. Again, that's another quality of old white men. They don't understand consent.
I like how it was like a tag team effort too. It's like the first one missed him, and so the other one was like, "Gotcha, bitch."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
You thought you got away.
I know. I would have been the gotcha bitch crocodile if I were in that video.
I think I don't think this is an old white male, but I think this is a young white male.
Yeah.
Oh, have I seen this?
This is a little classic.
Oh, you fucking moron.
Yeah, that's stupid. I mean, to be expected. Like, what? He's probably like 20. His brain's not developed.
Would your ex have done something like this?
How did you meet your ex?
Did it break?
Tinder.
Okay, well,
It was
there's some
it was the
success stories.
pandemic, you
There's some
know.
bad social
Where are you
success
gonna meet people during the pandemic?
We hear you.
Okay, I can
Yeah,
believe it.
that's fair. I mean, how can you even trust somebody during the pandemic? I just can't believe that you were dating. That's
Yeah,
so
that's,
wild to
brave.
me.
It was like towards the end. So
You were feeling more brave.
yeah, and also the first pandemic relationship I had was truly wild. It was like
Sounds like you only have wild relationships.
I'm trying so hard to change that trend.
I'm
Such a
So
bad-
delighted.
I'm just so interested in like psychology. So if someone like says some crazy shit, I'm like, tell me more.
Because question, you're an empowered woman, so that means you pick these men.
Sure did, didn't you?
I did. I was like,
or they saw you coming a mile away.
Stop it. I was like, yeah. So it was one of my coworkers. I didn't actually want to date him. He asked me out like 3 times before I said yes.
Date your coworkers.
Girl. I know. But it was the pandemic. I was like,
Where else are you gonna meet somebody?
Exactly. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
you're
hear you.
already in
Okay.
my bubble. I don't want to meet anyone else because
bubble,
safety
yeah.
and like what? Either I'm gonna be single for years or
An
I'm-
indeterminate amount of time.
yeah, or I'm gonna date this sort of crazy person.
Interesting though he may be.
The first thing he told me was that he remembered his birth and like aliens sending him down to his parents.
Oh
God! And I was like,
Tell us more,
what? I was like, yes. Tell me about these aliens.
Let's write a book. Oh my god.
Honestly,
That's amazing. That
It really is.
I do love a crazy
I have bigger
person.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you asked a lot of follow-up questions, and you're like, we're gonna date a lot.
I was not.
We're
no.
gonna date a bunch.
No.
At least you're not just a white
No.
man. You're a transplanetary
You're
white man.
I don't know. You're enlightened. You've been touched by aliens.
Yeah, you're a different species. I'm super progressive.
I really like your criteria. These parameters are
No, it
wild,
really
and you're like,
was.
I don't know why I keep having these wild relationships. Oh my gosh. You're funny.
I know.
You're hilarious.
I'm trying. I know. Well,
You're
the thing
like,
is,
I'm out there.
I'm just like, I do dating. Like, it's for the bit, you know?
I did go through a phase like that. Yeah. I did go, do
you
a
have
lot
some
of
wild
that.
stories about dating yourself,
Yeah,
and what,
fair.
question for you. Oh, this is perfect. This will be a perfect barometer. Have you ever, like, let's say, gone on one of these Tinder or any app dates and left in the middle of the date, or thrown a drink or anything like that? Give us your worst. There you go.
Oh,
your worst date
I
story
did. So this
recent.
wasn't through Tinder. This was like a real life meetup. I do occasionally meet people in real life.
Hell yeah.
So this was when I was living in Madrid, and
Tell us more.
yeah, okay, we'll get to that.
You're so interesting.
It was like this English guy that I'd like seen around like at the bars or whatever.
And you're like, sexy.
Yeah, I was like, he's got the accent, you know. He was like transplanted to a new country, had a job, seemed like
so you guys
an
were
adult.
similar.
You're
I was
I'm
like,
so sick of
oh,
this is like Spanish
wait,
accents
no.
all around me. You're
No,
like,
no.
Oh, British.
No.
Another
yeah,
white
he did. He was
person.
like in it all the time, and I was like, oh my gosh, he was very annoying actually. But anyway, so he asked me out, and I was like, oh, okay, great. We'll like go get drinks somewhere and like do something. No, we're like walking around. I'm thinking we're like finding the bar. He's like, oh yeah, we're going to the spot, and it's like the freaking. They're called the corner stores. Everyone's calls them Chinos in Madrid. So we like go to the local Chino, get a couple of tall boys, and he's like, all right, let's go back to my place. And I'm like, okay. I was like, maybe something better will happen.
No.
No.
Never go to a second location.
I did so many things for the bit. Anyway, for the bit, I went back to his apartment, and he's like, cool, let's watch something. And I'm like, whatever. And he puts on some like YouTube videos. He just starts watching like dumb YouTube, like what you did, like pulls up clips. And I'm like,
you know what's a terrible date?
I was
Going
like,
to watch something where you're silent and you don't get to learn anything about the other fucking.
I was
person,
like,
you know?
I was like, this is so like, why are we like? Did you want to go on a date with me? Like, what is this?
No, he wanted to Netflix and chill you.
Right, exactly. And so he just like, oh my God, no game. He just like put my hand on his penis. And I was like, okay.
You can't say penis on this podcast.
Sorry.
First
No, I'm
date?
just kidding. He put my hand on his member. And that was it. That was like his move. And I was like, I gotta go. I was like,
did you say I gotta go?
Yeah, he was like, do you
Good.
like, he said something like, you like that? And I was like, no. Hard pass. You have done absolutely nothing to make me want to touch your penis.
Or your member.
Or your member. Any of it.
Take it all away. You gross.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was he at least handsome?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how that.
It was really, it was so disappointing. I was like, oh, like good style, the accent, handsome, tall.
He's like, this works for me. He's like, what?
I know, and it does. I'm sure it works.
Well, but that's just,
Plenty.
this is what I'm saying is like I can't handle humans that don't have personalities.
Yeah.
But especially like if somebody asks somebody out on a date,
Yeah.
you should cultivate at least enough
I know.
personality
Well,
to make it through dinner, for
I
Christ's
was
sake.
tricked because he was friends. I was tricked because he was friends with people, you know, acquaintances I knew that had personalities and like were fun. Mm-hmm. So I was like, by association,
Oh, he was just a hanger-on.
by the transitive property,
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
a
yeah.
personality, right?
Were you so mad at your friends after that? Did you like question their... No?
No.
You didn't look at them and be like, I question your taste in friends.
Honestly, I should have, but it's just like one of those things where you just like, if they're running in the same circles as you and they're not terrible, it's like, yeah, that's fine. Like, honestly,
it's Madrid,
it's not
baby,
like he was a bad
it's
person.
Madrid.
He's not, yeah, Yeah, he wasn't a bad person by any means. Like,
but he's kind of a cunt.
yeah, I mean, he was douchey.
Yeah.
He's a
He
fuck
came
boy,
back
I
with better
guess.
game next time, and I was more
Yeah,
excited,
it's like I
I
don't
don't think he did.
It's not like he like really pushed after I was not feeling it. You know what I mean?
Fair, but
I
feel like
as soon as I was like, no, I'm not into it, he was like, all right, cool.
Well, I get that, but I feel like the entire interaction overall
Yeah.
was rude.
yeah,
It
absolutely.
was rude.
I was
okay?
like,
if you
do
invite
more.
somebody out, you know, even if I invited one of
Yeah.
my friends out, and then I was like, hey, let's walk to the gas station and get some tall boys,
Yeah.
and then head to my house and watch YouTube videos. You know what my friend would say to me? Fuck you. That sounds terrible. I don't want to go fucking do that. And then I'll be
know.
like, you can put your hand on my penis, and they'll be like, ah, this is taking a turn.
I'd be like, I'm intrigued. Where is it?
Amazing.
Tell me more.
Wow, so tell us about Madrid.
You two
Did
love
you live there? Did
crazy
you speak
people.
Spanish?
I did. I lived there on and off for 2 years.
Do you speak Spanish?
I do speak Spanish.
Let's hear it.
Oh, what do I say?
Well, tell us your favorite.
¿Qué te llevó a Madrid? ¿Qué te hizo viajar a Madrid? ¿Qué te hizo mudarte allá? ¿Qué pasó?
Oh my gosh, su acento es muy diferente. Wait, ¿de dónde eres?
Tienes que adivinar de dónde soy. De dónde soy de Sudamérica.
Sí.
Esa es la primera pista. ¿De qué país crees que soy?
No sé.
Nací en Perú.
Perú, pero su acento es, well, no sé. Su acento es muy más fuerte que otros peruanos que...
¿Cuántos peruanos has conocido y dónde?
Tuve un profesora en colegio que fue de Perú y ella...
¿En Estados Unidos?
Sí, en Estados Unidos.
Posible.
Y tuve un class trip a Lima, donde vive. Y es como un mission trip almost. It was kind of
Sí,
bad.
sí.
It was a little problematic.
Yeah,
But-
my brother went on one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were raised religious, would you say?
Yes.
Same seas, big same.
It wasn't like strong, I don't have any guilt or anything. It was honestly a very positive experience, but I just
But we were very impressed with your Spanish. That's very cool.
thank you.
Yeah, you'll have to come back for our
Yeah,
Spanish
absolutely.
podcast.
I
We're
know. I
planning on
want
doing one.
Yeah, I need to speak more. I have a coworker who's from Colombia, but she's very she's like an abuela, and I'm like, she's an overbearing abuela, and I'm
It's hard to. You don't want to talk to her anyway.
We're gonna release not a weekly show, but I do want to do a Spanish speaking show. So maybe
Yeah, I'll
Please do,
prep
yeah.
a little more. I'm
yeah.
switching back and forth, and also not having spoken Spanish in a while. And I was a case manager, and I was the Spanish speaking case manager. So
neat.
all of my speaking was geared towards finding
¿Tienes
housing.
drogas? ¿Tienes drogas?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Do you have
Do you have drugs?
No, she's not.
No.
She's not the cops.
There will be a subtitle on the YouTube.
Yeah.
But don't worry, you can dumb it down for the gringo. But I did understand quite a lot of what she said. She says it slower and with more
Yeah.
enunciation and with an accent. I understand.
I have a very American
¿Cómo te
accent.
atreves?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. So what so you went there to Madrid? Mm-hmm. After college, you're like, woo!
Yeah.
I hate religion and I hate my grandpa. Let's go to Madrid.
I didn't hate my grandfather.
No,
For the
I don't hate
record.
my grandfather either.
For whenever my
You're like,
parents
because
watch this.
If he hadn't been your grandfather, would you have hated him?
If he wasn't my grandfather, yeah, I'd be like, you're very problematic. What you're doing and saying is messed up. And just because you're Southern and from an era doesn't mean you can't learn and change your behaviors.
Do you feel that genetically, what happens if it's something that kind of as you age again? What do you let's say you're watching this podcast, right? In 50 years, right? And let's say you've become, maybe because you are part of his DNA, right? And it's what would you say to a version of yourself as your grandfather that's gone down that route? How do you turn them around?
I'd say, stop.
Well,
Stop it. Take a look in the mirror and stop it. take a good, long, hard look in the mirror. Just stop.
Like that Michael Jackson song. Talking to the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
But also problematic. Why would you say that? See, I kind
She's
of...
like, I don't listen to Michael Jackson anymore.
I was never a Michael Jackson fan. Sorry.
He's from Gary, Indiana. And I'm from Indiana. So we grew up, I mean, like he was at
You
the
have
local
to.
grocery store
Yeah.
when I was a kid. So
Yeah. I only listened to the Jackson 5 before, you know.
Fair enough.
Because young Michael wasn't problematic.
Yeah, he still had his
fair. He was still black.
I mean, yeah.
Nobody argues that.
No, I'm not arguing that he wasn't black, but
But here's
I
the
don't
thing,
think that's like the qualifier for.
isn't it?
There are some black people that are
I
problematic.
don't know. I think it's by and large more white people.
Oh, 100%.
More white people are just
Absolutely.
doing weird stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
White people are overall
Problematic.
problematic.
So, but not all of us.
That would be my message to all white people, actually.
Really?
Stop.
So I'm curious though, because of what he said, like, okay, you're speaking like, let's say that this is 20, 30 years in the future.
Yeah.
And you're looking at you. What if you're saying something problematic right now and you don't even fucking know it because it's 30 years in the future?
Shit. Okay, yeah.
I mean, I would hope that I
You
would
are
like,
your grandpa.
educate myself throughout everything. I mean, I like definitely had some problematic views and said some problematic things like in my early 20s and teens just because I didn't have the education.
Fair.
You know, I mean, I went to a wedding on a plantation and I didn't know that was problematic. I now know that's problematic. I wouldn't do it again, but
question, like,
It used to be a
let me
wedding
spin it this way,
destination.
right? Like, let's say in this different war version of the future, right? You're like, actually, you know, we came to find out that, you know, actually forgetting, you know, some of our past things, like, you know, we had to be at that plantation to be able to remember, right? And we found that actually we were on the verge of suicidal collapse, you know, by not doing that. Not that this is a real scenario, right? But let's say in that alternate future, right? And then, like, so technically what you are saying would be problematic. Then what would you say to a person, let's say that was younger, and they're like, how fucking dare you? Because we didn't know. We're in this world, right? Like,
so like I'm trying to
Like you're your
like
grandpa,
supposedly
right?
I'm trying to erase plantation history.
Well, no, you're
Or
just
or
you've
something like
you've
that, or
done
they perceive
something.
it that way, right? And
Yeah.
you're trying to be like, hey, that's not what I was trying to do.
Yeah,
That's a
I mean,
different
I
vibe,
think
you know?
we should keep some plantations around as like historical markers, as, you know,
Yeah.
monuments to the horrors of what the South was. But
Yeah.
we shouldn't have parties there and like dress in antebellum dresses and
Okay.
do things like that. But I do think like plantations could be sites for education and like honoring the people who
built them probably.
built them, and just like the suffering, like people really, I feel like, you know,
Because if it's used as a wedding venue, I'm with you on here.
Yeah.
Right? It's like all of a sudden, like people, it just becomes almost like a tourist attraction, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was probably
for the wrong reasons. Like it could be a tourist attraction as
to make people sad.
yeah.
Yeah.
It could be like when you
Like
go to concentration camps. It's like very very sad.
Somber, yeah.
I'm glad that you mentioned
Yeah.
this because, you know, like I want to throw something your way, and this will be a deep cut. But I've been to, you know, Auschwitz, Birkenau, and Poland, right? By the way, Poland, love the Polish people, beautiful country. And whenever you go there, it's just like it functionally becomes a tourist destination, right? People are like,
Yeah.
you know, and I think it can be challenging, right? Because it's almost like people are disconnected from what happened there because the generations are. So let me pitch to you this way. I was like, I don't necessarily think that it should necessarily be a tourist destination. I feel like some of the gravity is lost. So
Well, it depends on if you feel the gravity of it. Like I went to a concentration camp in Germany, like north of Berlin, and it was.
and you made it out. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. With us, you know?
Thank you. But yeah, there were definitely people there who were just like taking selfies and like kind of, it's like, I think it's like very inappropriate to like be like, take a family pic in front of the like freaking gas chambers. I'm like, that's like very inappropriate.
It's very gauche,
it's like, I think it's important that like we do see what was done. It's like you don't really know the horrors.
And this is why I want to pitch you this.
Yeah.
I call it, Auschwitz working out the immersive reality experience, right?
Oh my God, I have a story after this.
Okay, because like I've been through the thing. Okay, they walk you through the corridors, and it's just like behind the glass pane, some shoes behind the glass pane, and I'm sure I think those people taking the selfies are not paying attention to that, right? They're just coming along. So I think we incorporate AR technology that we have, right? So right now it's just foundations, but when you put it on, you actually see the buildings. You see Nazi soldiers all around you, right?
Yeah.
And then when you get in there, right, they give you like a poncho that looks like an old school, like if you were in the concentration camp, right? Sirens, German shepherds all around, or maybe it can be a nighttime thing, so it's like not a kid friendly, right?
Yeah.
But something where it's like all of a sudden it's like like you walk through the corridor, you hear the gunshots, bam, of somebody against like the wall, right? And so you can even get, and it's gonna be nowhere near close, right? But get the sense a little bit of the fear that people might have felt, that people might have it's like you're forced to empathize with this experience because it's not just looking at it behind the glass pane.
I feel like there would be a handful of people who did it and would be like, I lived through the concentration camp experience, and like totally make it about
You're
themselves.
probably absolutely
They're
right.
like, I suffered so much for 1 hour of fake simulation.
It's like
people who do undercover boss, or like politicians who are like, I lived on food stamps for 1 month. I understand what you're going through. And I was like, you just stocked your pantry before you did that. Like,
or
get out of here.
Who say that they're cancer survivors and they had like skin cancer.
Oh yeah.
Those
people
die
crack
from
me
skin
up.
cancer, right?
Oh, but no, when you go to the dermatologist and they scrape a little
removed
thing
a
off
mole.
your nose, you didn't survive cancer.
I had
okay?
a mole removed. I survived surgery.
Exactly. You know what? If you start a GoFundMe, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to throw sunscreen at you is all I'm going to do is be like, okay, you know what? Wear your sunscreen and you wouldn't have had this little problem. Be less white.
So here's my story related to that.
let's hear
my high school did a civil rights trip where we all like got on a bus and drove down to Alabama to like see the sites of like where the marches were and like learn
the
history
bridge and everything. Yeah. Okay.
But there was one like museum that had a slave simulation experience. And they were like, there were 2 women who were running it, and they were like, all right, everybody line up. They put us in like fake chains. They couldn't put us in chains, but they were like, you have to hold this rope and you have to crouch down and be uncomfortable, and like we're gonna say mean things to you, except like we can't say the N-word actually, or actually say mean things to you. It's like, it was like so weird. And I was like,
You
guys were children.
I want to feel the real, tell me the N-word,
See, you know
no,
what?
but it's like,
that whip out.
it's like, I think that's so inappropriate because it's like, that's not a simulation. That's not what it was like at all. Like that just gives people more fuel to be like, slaves were here by choice. Some slave owners were good. And it's like, no, they weren't.
Do you know what's funny and interesting to me, though, is that they did this to children that couldn't protest about this because an adult going to something like that would be like, I'm not doing this. You know what I mean?
Like the education to know that it was inappropriate because like I had only seen like the cartoon movies and like the glossed over version of slavery. So it's like I didn't have the education to know that people were tortured and like experimented on and dismembered and like
Terrible things
happened, and it's like that's so inappropriate.
We got the Disney version.
It's like the Disney version, and it's like that's not the version we should have because then we're not going to understand why there's systemic racism and a need for education around race.
Question to that. What would you say if somebody made the argument that it's like, well, the human organism, actually, that's why we have the ability to forget, because in order to force forward, we have to sometimes, forgetting is part of, resolving trauma. Once the trauma is resolved.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's ever like you forget it. It just becomes less powerful, but it has to be addressed first, Like you have to be able to talk through it.
I agree with you. How many, if you were to guess, how many years until people can, say the N-word again? Kind of like how words change.
I have no idea.
Is that one permanently retired?
I don't know. I just I don't have a platform to have any opinions on the N-word. Like my only opinion on the N-word is that I shouldn't say it. Like I'm not gonna speak.
I've never even heard
I'm
it
not gonna
before in my entire life.
I truly think
never even seen the word.
Yeah.
Except for that one time and that one guy on Wheel of Fortune. No.
I was like, did that happen?
Here, let me.
Oh my God.
Cleanser.
South Park reference.
Another white man doing something stupid. What a shock.
Oh shit, that's so funny.
Oh, look at his cool shorts. He's gonna do something cool.
Yeah.
His form is impeccable.
Is it? I don't know.
No.
Okay. Oh.
Oh
no.
Look at his tiny.
Oh, God.
Oh.
That fell right on it.
Yeah.
Did he bring?
Yikes.
so
That's
much
toxic
weight.
masculinity right there.
He's so small. He should not be
Yeah.
lifting that. That thing was bigger than he was.
Right?
I hope he did yoga that morning.
I hope he.
This
Look,
was-
nobody sees what's happened.
He's
Do you
full
see
of
this?
pain
All the
right here.
people.
Yeah.
But do you see the people
Because he's
walking?
not using safety
But
precaution-
nobody in the background has seen what's happened. Nobody's gonna call. Who's filming this?
Yeah, that's
Let me see what
that's the
happened.
good question. Somebody knows what happened
I think
because
that whoever's filming saw this
Does it change?
and just let it roll. Just let the weight roll away. They're nonplussed by this. They're just
They didn't even drop the camera or anything.
not like when sometimes you see the camera go down, be like, "Oh shit, are you okay?"
Yeah, exactly. So, could you run that back? I need to see that one more time.
Yeah.
I think it's a tripod.
yeah, he's probably just filming himself.
He's a
Okay,
tripod.
okay,
Oh.
okay.
We don't have to worry about somebody being a terrible person except for him.
Well, if engagement was his goal, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I feel bad for him, but
let's see
also
what
I
that's
know.
a terrible
I think
idea.
definitely that screams like toxic masculinity to me.
Well, I think, you know what? I will do you one better. I think that screams, look at me on social media.
Yeah.
He
You
did
You know
that
what
for
I
the
would
likes.
love?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I would love to have you back on? I want to have you back on the podcast with Dyson, and I want to talk to be what is toxic masculinity.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. I know. I'd probably have some words for Dyson, I'm sure.
Please do. We need somebody who will go toe to toe with Dyson. I'm not really allowed to, as I understand it.
Oh,
but,
why not?
You could come over and do it.
Absolutely. I
You
love
bring in another person.
Yeah.
To come, like somewhere
putting men in their place is truly one of my favorite things.
Tyson's gonna be so excited.
Dyson, if you're watching this, we can't wait to have you on the show.
Yeah.
All right, let's check this one out.
Oh,
Parkour.
parkour. Yeah. This looks like Eastern Europe.
What do you think?
Oh, you good, nigga? Oh.
He's like, oh,
We're gonna have to bleep that.
Oh, he's fine.
Oh, you good, nigga?
Oh, it's not that
Oh.
far. He broke a
Yeah.
leg, maybe.
Fair
know,
enough.
Sometimes it's fun to explore abandoned places. That's just the vibe I get from that. And he just, had a oopsie.
He has
an
an
oopsie.
oopsie doodle. Yeah.
Sometimes
I've fallen through the floor some places. Oh. We can't see it, baby. The thing's in the way.
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Put it in the upper, my right.
Oh, is someone getting assaulted?
I think
I don't
so.
know. Something. You can't see it in the video either.
Oh no.
Somebody's like,
Oh,
shit.
Is that a
two people with bats.
Oh no!
She did not have to do that.
No.
Dang, hit them while they're down. That's
We're gonna
not
have
good
to-
sportsmanship.
We're gonna have to believe that. Yeah, you can't somebody that's
That was unnecessary.
Oh my God.
Well, let me get to the end.
They're not getting up.
Oh.
Are they getting up? Oh, they're just on a
Oh
rampage.
man, I want to know what that person did.
This is a rampage.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like that. I want to know what that person did because there are a lot of people coming out with stuff. I need more context.
You need some context?
Yeah.
I mean,
Policía.
oh shit.
It's in
Gosh.
Spanish. What
Yeah.
did they
Where is
say?
that? Mexico? I don't know. Something like cuida something.
Here. Here, we're gonna give you another shot.
Llamen a la policía.
Policia.
Oh, call the police.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Yeah, that one's not my favorite.
Yeah, that was in my
We can
favorite.
take that out of the rotation.
I just need to know why.
I don't need to know. I don't ever want to see that again.
Something
Okay, here we
crazy.
go. Your favorite, another white male.
I know.
Oh, he's got a mask on his eyes.
I feel like I've seen this before.
Look at his mask.
Now, is this so? I just need to know: is this something that like the aquarium promotes? Like, are they like, yeah, it's a fun thing you can do. The fish will eat stuff right out of your hand and
But
mouth.
he doesn't even have. I don't know.
You know, I've worked at I used to volunteer at a Gumbo Limbo Nature Center in
Yeah.
Boca Raton, Florida.
This seems very. That's something that would happen in Florida for sure.
And I feel like, you know,
Come
like,
back for our
there's some-
Florida episode.
I feel like this is a volunteer. And, you know, some volunteers being like, okay, yeah, you can
He's trying to impress someone.
Yeah, you can feed the fish with your mouth.
Some like hot mom came in with her toddler, and the toddler's like, I want to look at the fish, and he's like, oh, I'll show you something cool. Winks at the mom.
Is he unconscious?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, I hate it.
If that was his idea,
Props. Yeah.
then he deserved it.
Yeah.
If someone was like, this is something we do here, then he didn't. Well, I don't know.
In your
Why
view-
you're so pessimistic
In your
about
view,
this?
though.
You're like, if it was this, then it was hack, and if it wasn't, then I don't know how I feel about it. But I guess it was funny. I guess I was tricked a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that he
very
deserves
funny.
to be this happy as a white male?
No. Isn't your brother a white man?
No, I do. I think everyone deserves to be happy. I just think,
Just not in America.
have you seen the state of America right now? It's bleak.
You know, I think still, you know, I said as a first generation American, I don't know. I think still a lot of opportunity in this country.
Second generation over here.
Yeah.
So it's pretty great.
You know, like I don't think you were here in like my mom has a saying, you know, in Peru, if you don't work and 3-year-olds have to work because there's no safety net, right? Like you don't eat, you know, so like
No social workers in Peru.
yeah, the social workers, you know, I think they work for they're cartel workers. Okay, so another one of your favorites, and this one actually I think that's one with you.
Okay.
It's one of our recent favorites that have resurfaced.
This is Superhuman TV Show. Today I'll be jumping onto this microwave. This is for juggalos and juggalettes. Don't try this at home. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop.
What did he say?
Oh,
Don't
something-
try this at home.
This is for juggalos and juggalettes.
For juggalos and juggalettes.
I hope you like
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
See, this is someone I'd want to go on a date with. I'd be like, tell me more about this juggalo thing that you're talking about. I'd be like, you're
Ow.
stupid and crazy. Tell me more.
Don't
will.
date him, honey.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
this shit.
His moans.
This is another
Oh,
cameraman
no.
that knows what his duty is. You see the camera person?
He just
Like,
walks
Yeah.
over.
I mean, this is just Jackass. Low
enough.
budget.
I don't know. He's crying a lot. He seems like he's really hurt.
I mean, so do the Jackass people. They get hurt.
Hey,
That's the
listen,
point.
That microwave is plenty hurt as well, okay? So
That
don't-
what?
Yeah.
That microwave?
Yeah, look
That
at it.
microwave was $35.
Its feelings were hurt.
Oh man. Huh?
It said its feelings were hurt.
That's like a Toy Story microwave.
Yeah. It's a brave little microwave.
Brave little microwave.
I like the closing shot of this fucking person.
Yeah.
Next to his
I mean, it's like
his aggressor.
You can't even feel bad for him. Like, He did this willingly. Like, this
Look
wasn't
at
even
him.
an accident.
Look at him looking at the microwave, though. It's like, you did this to me.
You betrayed me.
You used to make me popcorn.
Yeah. I feel like some of the other ones, I'm like, I could feel a little bad if there was like an accident that happened, but no accident happened here. This was all intentional.
Yeah, he's a jackass for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I got another one for you.
What a punk ass bitch.
You guys, by the way, your reactions are hilarious. We'll see how you feel about this one guy.
Oh, I love this guy. Batman.
You know what? Good for him for putting this on the internet.
You think he put it on the internet?
Who else would have? Like, it looks like his camera is set up.
It looks like found footage is what it looks like to me. Like, it looks like, somebody found that. They're like, oh my God, I found this gold. And he's like, oh, what's up with that? Me either. Smoking's gross. Oh no. I don't want to see that.
There should be an anti-smoking commercial if I've ever seen one. Are you kidding me?
Why? Why did that car do that?
He's like,
There are blocks and barriers up. How did it still hit her?
He's like, oh, it's not gonna hit me. It's not gonna hit me.
Oh, it keeps going too.
Yeah.
Look, there are barriers.
Oh yeah.
How did they get through there?
No.
I mean,
Look,
that's
they
They were
Where's
like,
the
I said to
needle?
have my money on Thursday, bitch.
You do some insane things, don't you? You hang out with some insane people.
Yeah.
I need to hear more. Tell me more. I don't
more.
like to be super close to the crazy. That's why I don't do what you do, you crazy person. But I like to be crazy adjacent. You know what I mean? Like if you could tell me where it's safe in my home, where I don't have to hang out with the meth heads, and I could just how people watched Cops back in the 90s. I want to do that with you.
I don't do it as much. I feel like I'm not as crazy as I used to be. You would have loved the shenanigans that I got into in Madrid.
Ooh.
Yeah, there were drugs abundant.
You don't say.
Yeah, parties.
Goodness.
And just, I was just kind of like fly by the seat of my pants. Like,
yeah.
I didn't know
Early 20s,
anyone there. And I was like, you know what?
You're like, I guess I'll hang out with this British dude,
Yeah.
even though he's
You're like
annoying.
an American in Madrid, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Spanish
my dad
speaking
ever
countries.
watches this, I did not do drugs ever.
No.
I mean, you do
Mushrooms
drugs
aren't
or you
drugs.
smoke, and this is what happens to you.
Or
You know?
ecstasy.
Yeah.
A car's just gonna fucking appear out of nowhere and slam right into you.
I really don't like this one. It's really upsetting.
Yeah.
Listen, she saw it coming.
You know what? She sure did.
Yeah,
She sure did.
I'm gonna wash the palette with
But her
this one.
lazy ass did not get. I'm victim blaming now.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Oh no.
Yeah, this is really
Racked. See, I feel like that's something I would do. I'm like, that could easily be me. It's like, that's me 20 pounds later.
That's not the point. It's still funny.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh no, that happened so fast. Run it
That's
back.
an old white man, you know? We
I know.
how
Oh,
it
no.
feels
I have had one of these moments before, actually.
It's terrifying.
Oh,
Oh, these
it's
are multiple
more.
people.
Wow.
Oh, these are just lots of people who fall down these steps. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Whoever plays
They
this
need to put the
camera-
orange tape on the steps.
Whoever, I don't even know what's going on here.
Why are they having so much trouble?
Yeah.
Like,
Is this at a bar?
That's like,
Why
what?
are all these people so bad at steps? Oh my fucking god.
Yeesh. Okay, well, this is obviously gonna end
this
badly.
person
Just
have-
leave her. Just leave her on the floor. Wait
think
till
this
she
is-
wakes up.
I think this is Andrew Tate's house, you know? Like,
No,
when
no.
They're escaping Andrew Tate's
Jesus
house.
Christ.
So I think I figured it out. This is a reality show where they all have vertigo.
Oh, maybe. I
Maybe.
mean, this is insane.
Or where they replaced all the drinking water with vodka.
So I had a moment like this where I
'Cause he's really
stood up
trying.
too
What's-
fast once and got vertigo and fell over a little, hit
Little
my
blood rush.
Yeah, and I hit a doorknob on my closet and I knocked myself out.
Oh, shit.
For real?
So,
Did
yeah.
anybody know?
What?
Did you just wake up later by yourself?
Yeah. and I
Yeah,
had a
it's so
black eye.
dangerous.
And I was like, this is so embarrassing. I'm glad it wasn't on camera. There was no found footage. So,
Dude, I'm
But
sorry
they-
it wasn't on camera.
we could be watching me right now.
Hey, listen.
If you had a mean brother.
Speaking of vertigo, maybe this was you in a different occasion, you know?
I love that one with them
Maybe.
trying to go up the steps. I want to watch that every day. What is he doing?
Yeah.
He's not trying to stay on the roof, but he's not trying to get off the roof. What's happening?
I don't know. I've never seen this one before.
No. Okay.
Oh,
I mean, he
what?
almost landed it.
Hey,
He made it.
That
he's
one's not
hey.
even bad.
What?
What?
Oh, he's gonna like pass out or something. He's gonna take 2 steps and like
Oh.
fall
I got
over.
two
He's got that
Yes.
superhero move right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's going to blast off like Superman.
yeah.
in a
he
second.
did.
This is
Sound
another
like a
jackass
superhero.
moment, but I feel like this one was a success, honestly. He completed the flip. He almost landed it. Like, this guy could be, you know,
I
joining
mean,
the
that's
Olympics.
impressive.
The
Oh, okay.
circus. I don't know.
I gotta tell you, that's fucking good. What if he then gets hit by a car, you know? As he's
Nobody
going-
even,
Gosh, something unexpected happens.
but nobody even like gave him any money or anything. So what was that for?
I don't know.
For the clout.
For the
The
gram.
clout?
Yeah.
Do it for the
Yeah.
gram?
I
So
mean,
one of his bros was like, bet you won't.
And he was like, hold my, what do they drink in that country?
I
don't
mean, the
know.
balls. I gotta
Gosh,
tell you.
this actually does make me want a beer. Just watching all of this.
You're like, I need a drink.
Drink, yeah.
Listen,
It's,
he, you know, he's a showman. He landed it like a champ. This one may be a little bit too much, but
Oh, let's see
I've never
it.
seen this one. See a lot of bulls in Madrid?
No, actually. I mean, they outlawed bullfighting in most of the country.
But
Really?
just recently.
Yeah. So
'Cause I
the
saw
part I
bullfighting
was
in Madrid in 2019.
That
yeah,
seems
and
like
that's
a-
when I was there. So I didn't see like there weren't any bullfighting
Events?
matches when I was living there. I think there were some still in the south, but
Probably some illegal ones.
maybe. I mean, it's hard.
Guaranteed.
Like you can't really cover that up. Like
No, I mean this one was at the main there was like an event, but I
Yeah.
think they were doing like one bull rider each weekend or something like that. I
yeah.
forget what it was.
I mean, I'm sure those people had to sign some like liability waivers.
Those people running around in the
Yeah.
bubbles. Oh yeah, they
mean, this
signed a
is
thing
fun.
that says that
Yeah,
They
I didn't,
are
I would do
certifiable.
this if I was like fully inside of a like
yeah, there's
protective
too much,
ball,
there's
but
too
their
much
their
skin.
legs are still out. You know,
Yeah, you need a large one.
potential-
that thing
Potential-
could come off and they could get gored.
Yeah,
real easy.
exactly.
Or going through that
too much
bubble.
room for failure.
Yeah,
Like
for
the one that you
sure.
run inside, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Then I'd do it because
Yeah.
then the bull might be scared of it, and it'd be fun. Then I'd get to chase the bull.
That
Little
would be amazing to
reverse
chase.
Uno.
That would be amazing to chase a bull. Like that's
Yeah.
your best idea you've ever had.
Thank
Because,
you.
Like,
Are we starting a
we're
business?
vibing
Are we?
so hard on this right now. Like
Support our GoFundMe for our business endeavors. We'll give you a discount. We'll give you a Groupon for our bull chasing experience.
it's not mean to
extravaganza.
them, really. I mean, we're not
No,
hurting
we
them. We're
wouldn't
not
hurt
hitting
them.
them.
Of course
We're never
not.
even touching them.
Yeah,
We're just
you can call your
chasing
podcast
them.
Yeah.
the bull chasing experience.
The
you know?
bull chasing experience.
You get
no
a lot of
BS.
viewers that came for something else, you know? Like,
Oh. No, thank you.
now you've partially seen this video before.
Okay.
When you were waiting to come on, but
Spectator.
do you think it's a real? This person is really struggling or not? So let's see it.
Oh,
Because some of our last guests thought that they were faking it.
yeah. I was like, this is not up to OSHA standards. Like, he did not take the training seriously. So.
I like the person encouraging him.
Yeah, just standing there.
He's
like, you got it,
this.
man.
You got this.
You don't need my help at all.
And the old man going to help. He's like, what can I do? Look at him. He's like, I'll help you.
We need to like zoom in on the item number and look up what's in the box.
Please, yes.
Right?
Do some like
Detective
CSI stuff.
Get close to it. It looks like an outdoor furniture set, maybe.
Yeah, I think you may be
Oh,
right.
so it could be that heavy.
It's made
Well,
out of
actually,
wicker, right?
I don't know. My outdoor set is not very heavy, so
Look at that. There's no way that you could fit more than one or two in there, right?
yeah, like there was no way he was getting that box down without being crushed.
I mean, somebody put it
I
up
don't
there,
think he's
right?
being crushed, though. That's what I'm saying. No, if
Look how he's
forklift
jiggling.
put him up there.
No, well, look, he's jiggling.
He can still breathe,
Look
and
at
that's
it.
how I
Oh, he's
know.
he's pushing it up.
If he
He's
can move it that
fine.
easily,
Then it's not that heavy.
he's just afraid that he's gonna fall over the railing.
Maybe.
Or something, you know?
I'm sure it's uncomfortable. I'm sure it doesn't feel
Yeah,
good,
maybe
and I'm
he's
sure
worried
it's a little.
I'd be worried
little
about like
upsetting.
hitting my head on the metal rail. Of
Yeah, but here's the thing:
genie
like
thing.
somebody could very easily get up there and give him a little bit of help, and then it would go back up on the shelf, right?
They work at Lowe's.
Yeah.
Like that's. Do you know how entertaining that is for them? Like, come on! Like all
That's
day,
what I-
you're just like the paint aisles on your right over there, screwdrivers aisle 10, and then they get to see this. No way.
That's
Absolutely,
why the
like I
guy.
said,
The
you
best
got
thing
it,
that's
you
happened
got
at
it.
Lowe's all week.
So here, I got some beef. I'll be honest. Like telling people, I'm going to give you some beef about Lowe's. Because here's the thing. When you go, in my day, when you went to the hardware shop, there was a man and you would go in there and you would say, hey, Mr. Hardware Shop man, I need blah, 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 because I'm doing this type of job. And he would go, oh, I know exactly what you need. And he would take you to that aisle and show you what you need and you would go on your merry way. I went to Lowe's the other day. Actually, it was Home Depot.
Yeah.
But fuck Lowe's too. So I was there and I was like, hey, hardware store man, what aisle is this on? I know what I need. I just need you to tell me what aisle it's on. And he was like, oh, I don't know what that is. And I said, and then he started to turn his body away from me.
Good for him.
And I said, no, not good for him. And I said, excuse me. And I said, do you know how I could find out that information? And he was like, he looked so embarrassed. And he said,
He didn't actually work there. He was
He
just
said-
wearing the shirt.
I guess so. But he goes, I don't. And I said,
How old was he?
He was at least 45. At least.
He's given up.
He's given up. And I was like, okay.
I respect that.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go find it myself. Thank you. And I was just so put out because I'm like, okay. And
He's probably making like $12 an hour.
that's a fair point. But the thing of it is I guess I'm old
He probably
now.
knew exactly what you were talking about and where
No,
it was.
I promise
he just
you.
did not feel like dealing with
If
it.
the embarrassment on his face told me that he would really like to be able to tell me that, and he is really sad that I asked any follow-up questions because
Yeah.
he's used to people just going,
I think if I worked in retail in like one of like a massive warehouse store like that, I think I would fuck with people like that. Like they'd ask for my help and I'd just
I
be
would
like,
be so mad at you.
I'd be like, yeah, we actually don't sell that here. And it's like, you literally see it like behind me. I'm like, I don't know what that is. And it's just like literally right here.
Or send them to find sky hooks or left-handed hammers. Right?
Okay, well,
That's what I would do.
Since we've done a little bit over an hour, so we're getting close to wrap up. But back to earlier, white guys, and you mentioned that you just went
Right.
through a breakup, and
Right.
you like kind of like wild men, right? I want to put a list through here, and you say if they get a first or a second date. Okay?
Yeah. All right. Smash or pass. Let's go.
Smash your pass, okay? Yeah. Give me one
Can we
second.
use that? I love that.
And I'm first gonna test it. Hey, Mike, pleasure. Nice meeting you. Come on in. We'll be wrapped up here in just a moment. Okay.
Hey, Mike.
Andy, Mike.
Nice to meet you.
So smash or pass, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's see what we got.
I mean, he's already too old. Like, I would have to. He'd have to be giving me some money to go on a date with him.
Well,
for sure.
he's an old white dude with a boat. You know he's got cocaine. So,
Yeah.
we know why these girls are there. Mm-hmm. Ew.
This
He's
time,
really
I've
gross.
carded all these bitches.
Oh God.
And he called them
Something.
bitches.
Hey guys, Wolf's here. You don't have to worry this time. I've carded all these bitches.
Yeah, I would go on a
some
date
of
with
them.
him just so I could rob him.
For that.
I've robbed a man on a date before.
You shouldn't say that on the TV.
He deserved
So I
it.
just have
I
one
earned
question.
that $100 that I stole. So
Jam.
You're like, and that Sony TV.
honestly, after some interactions with men, I'm like, I need compensation.
Okay. How about this guy right here? We got a different one. Smash or pass.
No. Absolute pass.
No, you don't like peanut butter?
Till magic happens.
No, he's not.
What did he say?
He's just eating peanut butter. He's not doing anything crazy.
Hold on.
Well, but he
wait.
said something. You're missing it.
I'm missing it. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Okay, here we
How
go.
dare you?
Okay, let's see. He's a big peanut butter fluff.
One more day till magic happens.
Hell no.
One more day
He.
till Friday.
Oh my
You don't know what
gosh.
happens on Friday.
He's got some like ladies' underwear in his closet and like some heads.
Hey,
He
wait,
looks like he wants to wear my skin.
He looks like he doesn't have any teeth.
Yeah.
I was hoping that maybe the magic on Friday is that he's going to get a full set of teeth.
That would be lovely. Yeah.
So he can finally eat a sandwich like a real human being. And he doesn't even eat mushy peanuts.
And we've never shown these before. These are our
Yeah.
first times, you know. These are new batch.
That poor
Okay.
man.
My kids. I have sex in front of my kids.
Ew.
I never be ashamed of sex. My son. be
That's a
breastfeeding
CPS
while
report.
making love.
I
No
think so.
shit.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's
That's how
Jail.
I get down around kids. I try to keep their courage.
Jesus
I don't want to take their pain away by covering myself up. They're gonna be ashamed and cover themselves up. And I'm pure at heart. So
Yeah,
who
I think
can
this guy was in
my
Waco.
father
This is
another
one of the people that made
Yeah.
it in Waco.
All right.
straight to
Okay,
jail.
yeah.
Straight to, that's enough of him.
Yeah,
Yes.
enough of this chomo. And then our, you know, this is one of our flagship ones. And
Okay.
you know, you reacted so funny to some things that I just gotta, you know, play this guy last game.
The PS
Morning, Julia.
resistance.
It's me, Joe. You are so beautiful. You don't know how beautiful you are to me. You're trying
Smash.
to find somebody and go on dates, and nothing compares to your ex. But there is that better person out there. And Julia, I promise you it is me. And believe me, after you experience me, you won't even know who your ex-boyfriend is. So, open up your heart to me in your
My
arms.
heart is open. Let's go.
Go full throttle.
He's the one with the
Yeah,
heads in the
he's
garage.
asking
Are
you
you
that.
kidding me?
There you
He's
go.
got a basement full of heads.
He's definitely
He's just
crazy.
crazy.
That's the type of crazy that I'm like, tell me more.
Oh no,
Oh,
Emily! This is how you get murdered.
He's had
I
more
would go to
time.
his house. Obviously, we'd be in public. Like,
Okay, well, you went to that English guy's apartment, and I think that your
All right,
your
but
decisions are problematic.
I was blinded by his
His
acquaintances and
Oh,
his
his
accent.
accent.
You know,
Fair.
it's like
In it.
he had girlfriends that were not girlfriends, but
Female
that were
friends.
female friends that I was like, oh, they're cool. Like he
Oh.
must be chill.
Oh man, you
Yeah.
need to question your friends. Your friends did you dirty. They should have said as soon as you were like even considering it. They should have been like, Emily, no.
You know,
he's nice to hang out with, but no.
We recently had a couple people on a Casa de Thinking that was called sexual market value. So we need to have the counterpoint, right? Because I think we need a lot more feminine energy. And you're freaking hilarious. So, thank you again for coming on the Manly Girly Show. We definitely want to do a Casa de Thinking.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Are you on
Out
Instagram?
and about. I am on Instagram. My Instagram's private. It's not really like
It's not a comedy
well,
one.
we
You need a
don't have to
comedy
say
one.
it then. Do you
Yeah,
have a comedy one?
No, I might make
we
one.
don't
If I
have to
keep
talk
doing it,
about it.
I don't know. I just like I'm always paranoid that some like weird person's gonna follow me.
They definitely
Yeah, they
will. That's
will.
the fun.
Yeah, and then send me a message like, hi,
But then how are you
hi,
gonna
beautiful? Let me tell you what
Show
I
us your bobs.
show us your bobs.
Hey,
Yeah.
Maybe they send you a message that
It
sounds a little
would.
bit
I like
this.
honestly, I have like received some DMs that are not quite like this, but you know, it's just like I don't want that. I don't need that. That's why I had to delete my Snapchat. I was like, I don't need to see any penises.
You sure?
Unsolicited.
Well, as we
Nobody ever does.
No.
As we fade out, we'll put this guy. Maybe he'll change your mind towards
This is
you.
my cute little home. Everything you see behind me, I built everything. Every square inch, from crown molding to chair rail. To
I'm like, there's
floors,
so
to
much
lighting, to
trauma
plumbing, doors,
in his
windows.
childhood that I want to
So
unpack.
this is the type of guy you get.
So still a no?
Very handy.
He built his whole house.
From crown molding to chair rail.
Yeah, I mean, there's a story here. This man has a story.
Yeah, he does.
Well, we'll have to explore him next time. Thank you again for coming on, Emily.
Thank you, Emily.
Yeah.
This has been Manly Girly. Thank you. Bye.